I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to meet you. Can you remind me of your name again?
Yeah, it's Zoe Williams.
Okay, Zoe. Yeah, nice to meet you. So today, I guess I just wanted to get into it, but before that, everything you say in this session is confidential. And the questions that I'm going to be asking you, if you don't feel comfortable answering them, feel free to we can move on, say that you're not comfortable. And I guess I'll tell you what today kind of looks like. I'm just going to be asking you a bunch of questions. It might be a bit tedious, so I apologize in advance for that. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. But just let me know if I need to stop at any point. Yeah, so we'll start. So Zoe, and then how old are you?
21.
21. Okay. And what's your gender?
Female.
Female. Okay. And then your race or ethnicity.
Say white.
Okay. And your sexual orientation.
Bisexual.
Okay. All right. And your social class.
Let's say probably lower class, to be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah.
Maybe on like the higher end, like I wouldn't say poverty, but
Okay.
definitely
Okay.
not middle class.
Got it. Okay. And your relationship status.
Well, I am currently single.
Okay. Currently single. All right. Any disabilities?
No.
No. And what about religion?
Can't really say anything right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I grew up like Christian, but
Okay.
that just doesn't really align anymore. So probably
Yes.
like a whole lot of nothing. Maybe
Nothing. Yeah,
atheist,
that's
if I had to
fine.
put a name to it.
Okay. And then what about your employment status? Do you have a job right now?
Do I'm currently working as a waitress.
Waitress. Where at?
Um, it's like this newer restaurant. I don't even know if you would have heard of it, but it's like we do
Oh,
burgers for
okay,
the
okay,
most
yeah, yeah.
part. Yeah,
Okay.
it kind of just opened, so
Nice.
it's
Okay.
been, I don't know, that's kind of half the reason I'm here, to be honest.
Oh, okay, yeah, so we'll get into that later on too. I'll ask you
Yeah.
some questions. Okay. And then what about language?
Oh, just
English?
English. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish I spoke more, but
Right? I know that would be so cool. Um, all right. So now, um, what is, I guess you already kind of mentioned it a little bit, but the main reason that you're coming into counseling today?
yeah, so it's not really like because of my job. I guess my job
Mm-hmm.
is what kind of made it like come to the forefront.
Got
Um,
it.
I don't know, kind of I would say for as long as I can remember, I guess maybe beginning around like age 10,
Mm-hmm.
I've just been like super nervous around other
Okay.
people that I don't know. And like, I don't know, up until
Yeah.
now, I could kind of like either avoid situations with new people or kind of like tough it out. Like school was a
Mm,
little easier. It just kind of depended on like what we were doing.
okay.
But I needed a job and literally nowhere would call me back except for
Mm.
this job. And so now like being a waitress, I can't really avoid that. And
Right.
so it's just made everything so much worse. I'm just so nervous all of the time when I'm at work. And I mean just in general, but especially when I'm at work.
Okay, like it seems to be getting worse almost with the work situation.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, before it was
Okay.
like, I don't know, if I needed to go to the store, I could go with a family member, so I wasn't completely alone meeting new people. Like
Mm,
there were things I could do to kind of make it seem less nerve-wracking, but I've always
okay.
been nervous like around new people in general, or like in situations with a lot of people.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah, thank you for
Mhm.
sharing. And then, so this has been going on since you were about 10, you said?
That's like the earliest I can
Or what you,
remember.
right.
Yeah, so I would say
Okay.
probably that's correct.
Okay. And then would you say when you experience these like symptoms of like nervousness, like you said, how severe would you rate it, do you think? Or does it get worse for some situation rather than the other?
It kind of depends on like what's going on. Like
Okay.
I get really worried of people like judging me or like
Mm,
me stumbling over my words or something and then they can tell. And so it's like
mm.
if something embarrassing, or I guess what I perceive to be embarrassing happens, then it makes it like so much worse.
I
Um,
see.
I would say
Okay.
like if I'm, I don't know, like at a store or on like a busy street walking, I would say like baseline, pretty anxious. But
Okay.
if something like if I were to have an interaction that like didn't go as well, then I'm like
Yes.
extra anxious. So it
I
kind of
see.
just depends on
Okay.
like the
Yes.
severity of the situation, I feel
No,
like.
that makes more sense because yeah. So your baseline, you would say, is pretty, is pretty anxious. Like that is where you're starting off, but then it just gets
Yeah.
worse
Yeah,
if
like as long as I'm in
yes.
these situations, I will be
Mm-hmm.
anxious. Like
Got
I've
it.
never been able to really get rid of that, but like
Okay.
sometimes it's manageable, especially like I don't know, when I was in school, there were definitely situations in school that would make me anxious, but
Okay.
because I kind of like I got used to school, so that was a little less severe unless we were
Okay.
doing something like completely out of the blue. But
Yes.
for the most part that was kind of predictable, so it was fine. But yeah, no, the
Got it.
waitressing, it's like a completely new thing. Every customer, some are mean. When
Yeah.
they're mean, that makes me extra
Oh,
anxious. Ugh.
yes. Yes. And kind of going off of that too, if there is a situation that makes you super anxious and nervous, do you tend to cry or what is your reaction to that?
I would say like if it goes really bad, then maybe I will cry, but I feel like
Okay.
my usual like first response is just all of the like body symptoms. Like I get really
Yes.
shaky,
Okay.
my voice gets a little trembly, which I always get so embarrassed about, and I'm afraid people
Mm-hmm.
are gonna like point out because they can tell that I'm
Yeah.
anxious.
Yes.
So like I get shaky, a little
Okay.
sweaty,
Mm-hmm.
like my heart races. That's the worst one for me,
The
I feel
heart
like, because
race.
it just
Mm-hmm.
bothers me so bad and there's no way for me to like
Yes.
stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So just a lot of like
Yeah.
body symptoms, but sometimes I will cry if it goes really bad.
Okay. Okay. Got it. And then how would you say these symptoms impact your overall functioning?
I would say it's made it like pretty hard, honestly, for a while.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, as long as I'm home, everything's fine, but then it's like
Okay.
I can't be home all of the
Right.
time, of course. And so it's made work hard. I feel like I'm not getting good tips
Mm.
because I'm like not being as much of a people person because of it. And so it's
Okay.
kind of like impacting my ability to make money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't like I haven't gone to college yet because this is just something I haven't been able to overcome, and I know college is gonna like make it so bad, like that whole new
Yes.
situation, whole
Mm-hmm.
new people, no friends. So that's
No, I
something I've been putting
understand.
off. So I
Okay.
would say it just kind of makes life really difficult
Okay.
to navigate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense. And then moving on, we're gonna talk about do you have any coping that you do to
Mhm.
help in these situations? Like at
Um,
work, is there
yeah.
something you do to kind of help you through it?
At work, I haven't really been able to develop a good toolbox for that yet.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Kind of just like in my regular life though, if it's a situation where like I have to ride the bus or something, I bring like
Mhm.
noise canceling headphones so that people know not to
Yes.
talk to me, which is usually pretty helpful in just like avoiding those interactions.
Okay.
Um, Sometimes like I get really fidgety, but the fidgeting kind of helps because it keeps me like
Yes.
busy.
Mhm.
Um, what
Yeah.
else? I
Yeah,
try
those
like
are
deep
perfect.
breathing. Sometimes it
Okay.
helps, sometimes it doesn't, depending on how
Yeah.
anxious I am.
Right.
Um, or maybe I'm just not doing it right because sometimes I just can't like catch my breath normally.
Yes, yes.
So sometimes it helps, but at work, I'm just kind of a ball of
Yes.
nervousness.
Okay, okay. Got it. All right. And then okay, let's talk about sometimes this is hard for people, but can you identify any strengths of yours?
Yeah, I would say, hmm, I would say I'm pretty motivated.
Okay.
Even though the anxiety makes it hard, there's like the motivation is still there for sure, and I
Okay.
can usually persevere through.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
would say I'm really nice.
Yes.
Um,
And then like one more if you can.
yeah, yeah. Um, I would say I'm pretty caring. I feel like I'm a good
Yeah.
friend when I do have
Perfect.
friends, and I did
Yeah.
forget to mention it does kind of make making friends hard.
Right. Yeah, I figured that too. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And then are there any values that you could mention?
Like the things that I value.
Yeah, things that you value. Yeah.
I would say my family is a big one. They are pretty important to me.
Mhm.
That's been a big value for sure.
Okay.
I would say just like doing well in general and like just
Okay.
wanting to
Like be
make a good
successful?
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, be
Yeah.
successful.
Okay.
Those are definitely my big ones, I would
Okay.
say.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then also you kind of mentioned this, but what are some supports in your life? Like support systems?
Yeah, I would say my mom is probably the biggest one.
Okay.
Um, my dad is supportive. My mom is definitely more supportive, I would
Okay.
say.
Okay.
Um, my siblings are big ones.
Okay.
And then like I would say I've got one pretty strong friend right now who
Okay.
I know I can go to for sure.
Okay.
Those were, yeah, probably the big ones at the moment.
Perfect. And now, okay, we're gonna move on to the goals for treatment here. What are some, we'll do maybe 2 or 3 goals that you
Mhm.
have for counseling.
I would say I really want to be less anxious in social
Mhm.
situations,
Okay.
whether that be like not anxious at all or lessening the symptoms. Either one is
Yes.
progress, so whatever's
Perfect.
attainable.
Okay.
And then I would like to become more confident in social
Mm.
situations so that I can like
Yeah.
make new friends and honestly get more tips at work.
Yes, yeah, for
But especially
everything.
the friend making one has just always been really hard for me. So just more confidence in social
Okay.
situations would definitely be helpful.
Oh, yeah, we can definitely work on that. Okay. And all right, now I want to hear about your physical health and your medical history, if anything worth mentioning, because it might not be any.
Really, I would say I have like allergies.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
I'm
that's the
allergic to
extent.
peanuts, but I don't think that's like super relevant.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's perfect.
I think that's the only one I can really think of. I
Okay.
broke a bone when I was a kid, and
Right.
that's like the last time I was in the hospital. So
Okay. Okay. Yes, that's it. All right. Oh, now let's talk about your sleep. Yeah, tell me about your sleep because I'm interested to see if this has any impact on it at all.
say once I can get to sleep,
Mhm.
I would say it's pretty good.
'Kay.
But what really like keeps me up is like I'll replay some of those social situations and I'm just like kind of
Yes.
dwelling on them and like just thinking about them
Mm.
and thinking about them. And so
Yep.
it can be really hard for me to get to sleep.
Okay.
Luckily, whenever I get to sleep, I can usually like stay asleep and I'm not really waking up in the middle of the night as much.
Okay.
Um, which is good, but it can definitely take a few hours to go to sleep
Yes.
sometimes,
Hard time
which
falling asleep.
yeah,
Okay.
still makes me tired when I wake up because of it.
Right. And then what about your appetite? Has that been impacted by this at all?
I would say when I'm in those situations, I have
Mhm.
no appetite. Like whenever I'm
Okay.
at work, I kind of have like no desire to
Mm.
like I don't know, all my coworkers are like getting food from the kitchen and I like once I'm home and calm as long as I'm not anxious, I can
Mm.
usually eat, but in those situations, no desire to eat,
Got it.
which makes it hard if I'm like I don't know, going out to eat
Yes.
somewhere and it's like really crowded. That makes it
Yes.
difficult, but
Okay.
yeah, when I'm in the situation.
Okay. And then last one is what about your energy levels? How's that been impacted?
I'd say that's pretty normal, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I stay up really late, like thinking about it, then I will be more tired, but I don't think
Right.
like anything has changed
Okay.
drastically.
Yes.
Pretty normal.
Okay. And what about your psychological and psychiatric history? Anything there or
No, I've always
no?
been too nervous to like even ask about it, to be
Okay,
honest.
yeah. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
fair. Okay. And have you ever been hospitalized?
Not besides that broken bone.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So no. And any history with substance use or currently using?
No, I mean, I turned 21 recently, so like
Okay,
my
yeah, that's
21st
right.
birthday per
Yeah.
usual, but no, besides that, I just yeah.
Yes.
Maybe
Okay.
socially, but it's just me and that one friend, so not very often socially.
Got it.
Or for alcohol, that is. I
Yes.
forgot to
Yeah,
clarify
no.
what I was talking about.
Yeah, thank you. All right. And then anything worth noting about your developmental history? So just like growing up, hitting milestones, like was that everything pretty normal, do you
It's
think?
pretty normal. I mean, I've always had issues making friends, and so
Okay.
like I don't know if that's a developmental
Yeah.
milestone, but I would say like I don't know. When I've had friends, I've only had like one or two at a time, and so that's always
Okay.
kind of been like a hurdle. I just
Got
kind of
it.
got used to it during school, but now that I'm
Mm-hmm.
not in school, it's kind of like, okay, I
Yes.
need some friends.
Right. Okay. And now we're just gonna do a quick trauma screening. So sometimes things happen to people that are unusual or frightening, considered traumatic. So, have you ever experienced like any type of event that would be considered traumatic, do you think?
Um, wouldn't say so. I mean,
No?
yeah, I think I wouldn't have such a
Okay.
hard time trying to think of one if I had.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Nothing that comes to mind. Okay.
No, no, I
All right.
definitely had it pretty good in that sense.
Okay. Perfect. And then moving on, can you talk to me a little bit about your educational history?
Yeah, so I graduated high school a few years ago,
Okay.
and that's kind of like where it's ended at this point.
Mm.
It's definitely something I want to go back for, like for school,
Yeah.
but I haven't really decided for what. And also, like, this anxiety hurdle has been a big barrier,
Mm.
but yeah, I also just don't really know what I'd like to do. So before I take out the loans, I want to be sure.
Yes. Right. Got it. Okay. And then what about your employment history? Because you're a
Mhm.
waitress now, but was there anything
Yeah.
before that?
Um, Not really. I
Okay.
honestly, I've had a really hard time finding a job lately, and so that's kind of like why I
Mhm.
took this one. Yeah, no, luckily growing up, my family didn't force me to have a job in high school because I was
Yeah.
just so anxious to do it. But
Yes.
now I'm like, they want me to move out, and they were like,
Okay.
you
Like start
gotta, like, you're
spreading your wings
21,
type of thing.
let's,
Yeah.
yeah, like, let's get going. So,
I see.
yeah, we're here now.
Got it. Okay.
Definitely
And
something I've been putting
then
off.
any legal history worth mentioning?
No, I had a speeding ticket,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
like it
Right.
was like barely, like it
Yeah.
wasn't fast. It was over the speed
Nothing.
limit, but it wasn't like
Yes.
reckless endangerment or
Okay,
anything.
got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay. And then kind of like the trauma screening, we're gonna do a quick suicide screener also. Um, so there's just a few questions. You're dead or wished you could go to sleep and not wake up?
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now?
Wait, what? Can I
Can
repeat
you hear
it?
my dog? I'm so sorry.
No. No, 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 I can't. I can't hear. I
Oh,
can't hear. Yeah.
okay,
No,
perfect. I
you're
guess
fine.
the meeting has good noise cancellation. Just making sure you can still hear me.
Yes,
But
yes.
no, I have not.
Okay, okay. And then have you actually have you actually had any thoughts about killing yourself?
I have not.
Okay. Mm, And then let's see. So moving on. Uh, actually, yeah. Sorry.
Oh
I'm
no,
just
you're
looking
fine.
at this. Oh, might be an end to this part of the session, actually.
Perfect.
Okay. And then, but I didn't get to ask you, just going back a little bit about your relationship with your family, and
Mhm.
then, because you said that you're close with your mom and
Yeah.
your siblings, and
Mhm.
then, so you're close with every, like, and your dad too,
Yeah, I would say I'm
right?
definitely close with my dad. It's just
Okay.
he's not really who I'm going to for like
Okay. Like,
opening up or like
okay.
vulnerable things, but I
Yes.
enjoy
Okay.
spending time with him. He's just not the most, I don't know, he's like stereotypical dad. Like you'll never see him
Yes.
cry.
Yep.
So,
I understand. Okay.
yeah.
And then you said you still, so you have like one best friend right now.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, we've been best friends for a few
Okay.
years, and she's really like the closest friend that I've ever had and the
Okay.
longest friend. But I'd
Got
say
it.
really just one. There's not really anyone else that I'm like reaching out to.
Okay. Perfect. And then I guess I didn't really go like too in depth with your symptoms, but I noticed on your intake form,
Mhm.
and I just wanted to ask you about so like the anxiety and nervousness that you're feeling, do you ever feel I'll just read right from them. So
Yeah.
excessive worry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. All
yeah.
the time.
Okay, and then like restlessness, feeling on edge.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially
Okay.
like if I'm if I know I'm about to go in a social situation, I get really
Hmm.
restless. And even like during like yeah,
Okay. Okay.
that's a big one.
Got it. And then what about muscle tension? This one's kind of different.
I wouldn't say so. I don't think.
No.
I mean, maybe it's just something I haven't noticed, but if I haven't noticed, then I guess it's not really bothering
Right.
me as much. Yeah, no, I think I'd say that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. And then racing thoughts. I think you mentioned that a little
Yeah,
bit.
definitely before I sleep, but also even in the social situations, it's like before I go to a table, like
Mm-hmm.
at work,
Yeah.
my thoughts are like already going where it's like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna like drop their drink? Are they gonna
Yes.
know that I'm anxious? Because I get so
Okay.
shaky. Like we don't have separate food runners at my restaurant. Like
Oh.
we are also doing the food
Okay.
run.
Okay. Okay.
And I've yet to drop something, but like I know it's coming. And that's
It's
gonna
just in
be
the
like
back of your mind. Yeah.
that's like worst case scenario, like worst day of my life is I drop somebody's food. I would
Yes.
have to go home. Like that,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. So I'm always
Got
thinking
it.
about stuff like that though. Every time I carry food, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yes. And then, okay, so that covers that. Um, yeah, and then you told me about your relationships. Okay, your goals. All right, perfect. So we got through all of that. And now, let's see. Yeah, so I guess just based on what you shared today, I'm gonna ask you a few questions from, it's called the GAD-7.
Okay.
It's just a questionnaire and it's real quick. I'll read each question and then you can tell me how often you've experienced each one, either not at all, several days, more than half the days, or nearly every day. So that's how that's going to work. And I'll kind of walk you through it too. So the first question on this is feeling nervous or over the last 2 weeks, have you felt nervous, anxious, or on edge? Either not at all, several days, more than half the days, or nearly every day.
I'd say nearly every day at
Okay.
this point. Like the only
Okay.
days that I'm probably not is like on the weekends when I'm home and
Okay.
like not around anybody.
Okay, got it. And then what about not being able to stop or control worrying? Again, not at all, several days, more than half the days, or every day.
Say every day, because even when I'm not at
Okay.
work, like I'm still thinking about the
Right.
stuff that's happened at work. Yeah,
The thoughts don't stop. Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately.
Yes. And then worrying too much about different things.
Remind me my options one more time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not at all, several days, more than half the days, or nearly every day.
I'd say several days because generally
Okay.
it's kind of the same theme. It's like
Got
I'm not
it.
really worrying about a bunch of other things.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense. And then trouble, oops, sorry. Sorry.
sorry.
You're fine. And then trouble relaxing, again, not at all, several days, more than half the days, or every day.
More than
Trouble
half the
relaxing.
days
Okay.
for that one.
Okay. And being so restless, it is hard to sit still.
I would say more than half the days for that
Okay.
one.
Okay. And becoming easily annoyed or irritable.
Um, maybe several days. I think
Okay.
whenever I'm like really anxious, if someone tries to like talk to me at work, like one of my coworkers, I can get a
Yes.
little snappy. I wouldn't say it's
Okay.
like an everyday thing, but if
Okay.
I'm like anxious enough, I don't want people to bother me, and it like makes me irritable.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. All right. Then feeling afraid as if something awful might happen.
Was there an option before several days, or was that not at all?
Yeah. Well, it's not at all several
Mhm.
days, more than half the days, and then nearly every day.
Say several days.
Okay.
It happens, but I wouldn't say it's like an everyday or more than half the day occurrence.
Okay, got it. And then Out of all these problems, kind of that you checked, how difficult have they made it for you to do your work, take care of things at home, or get along with other people? And this is on a scale not difficult at all,
Mhm.
somewhat difficult, very difficult, or extremely difficult.
Say very difficult. It
Okay.
makes work like very, very difficult. But if we're talking
Okay.
about like kind of all of the facets of my life,
Yeah. Yeah.
now that I'm not in school, like at home is fine.
Got
So
it.
it's really just like I don't know, like even I mean, I'll avoid going to the store and stuff, so that makes that hard because
Mm,
I procrastinate buying the things I need.
yes.
I'm worried when I live on my own that it will make things worse because like right now I
Okay.
can go with a family member and that kind of eases it. So
Yes.
yeah, I would say
Okay.
things are
Yeah.
difficult because of it
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay. All right. So we actually completed that questionnaire, so it's pretty quick. And then we'll move on to the next one, which is also it's pretty fast. It's the spin. And for this one, I'll read each statement and then you can tell me how much this situation, I guess, has bothered
Mhm.
you.
Okay.
Um, and it's a scale, not at all, a little bit, somewhat, very much, or extremely. So
Okay.
again, I'll tell you the options when I read it
Thank
because it's
you.
hard to remember, I feel like.
I have such a bad memory.
So, yeah, yeah. And then, all right. So, and this is just over how have these statements applied to you over the past week? So the
Okay, so
first
just the last
one,
week.
yes, just the last week. The first one is I am afraid of people in authority. So your options are not at all, a little bit, somewhat, very much, and extremely.
And it was I'm afraid of people or authority.
People who are in authority,
Oh, in
like authority
authority. I thought it
figures.
said
Yes.
and. Whoops.
Yes.
So
No, you're fine.
what was the one in the middle, like the middle
Yeah.
option?
There's somewhat. Somewhat is the middle, the very middle one.
I would say probably somewhat because
Yeah.
I'm kind of just afraid of people in general, but I wouldn't
Right.
like specifically say people in authority.
Okay. Got it. And then I am bothered by blushing in front of people.
Oh, extremely. Yeah.
Okay.
I really don't want
Yeah.
people to like notice
Yes.
any of that. Yeah.
Got it. Parties and social events scare me.
Extremely.
Okay. Extremely.
I don't
I
think I've ever been
avoid
to a party.
You said you've never been, yeah, because
It
yeah,
would definitely, yeah.
yep, yep. Now I get that. Um, I avoid talking to people I don't know.
Extremely. Yeah.
Okay,
Unless I'm forced to, like at work.
right.
I would never do it like on my own free will if I
Like
had a
voluntarily go
choice.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then being criticized scares me a lot.
What's the one right before extremely?
Very much.
Very much.
Very much. Okay.
Like I can take some criticism like from my boss at
Yeah.
work, but like if a customer were to criticize me, definitely. So it kind
It's
of just
different.
depends. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I avoid doing things or speaking to people for fear of embarrassment.
Extremely.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand with that everything,
Yep,
honestly.
yep,
That's
it's
real.
all connected. And
Mhm.
then, sweating in front of people causes me distress.
Extremely. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm so glad we have like black uniforms at work
Oh,
because if
yeah.
they could see what I look like under, like, it would be
Yes.
bad. Yeah.
Yes. Um, I avoid going to parties.
Extreme.
We
Yeah.
yeah, we talked
I've
about that.
definitely been invited before, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
no.
Yeah. Right. I avoid activities in which I am the center of attention.
Oh, extremely. That
Yep.
actually sounds like my biggest nightmare.
And talking to strangers scares me.
Extremely.
Yep.
It's like
Okay.
this test was made for me, it feels like.
And I avoid having to give speeches.
Oh, extremely. Yeah,
Yep.
no.
Yep.
When I was in school, I would rather have taken a bad grade than do a presentation. So
Yep.
that
Yep.
absolutely.
That adds up. And I would do anything to avoid being criticized. Mm.
Very much, I would say, because I
Okay.
mean, I don't know, like I feel like criticizing isn't exactly the thing that I'm like avoiding,
Yeah.
but I also don't want it. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely facets of that
Okay.
for sure.
And heart palpitations bother me when I am around people. Mm-hmm.
Extremely.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Um, I am afraid of doing things when people might be watching. Mm,
Very much. Yeah.
okay, very
There are some
much.
things that I can do in public that like I know they're watching, but as long as it's like kind of
Mm-hmm.
away from me, it's not bothering me as much.
Okay.
Maybe just because I've had to get used to that, like just,
What
but it still
naturally,
bothers
like,
me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then being embarrassed or looking stupid are among my worst fears. Yep,
Extremely. Yeah.
yep, yep. I avoid speaking to anyone in authority.
What's the one before very much?
So, somewhat, somewhat.
Somewhat. I mean, it's like
Yeah,
it's definitely not like just people in authority, but sometimes I feel like speaking to authority figures isn't as bad
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. No, that
Like I can talk to my boss fine at work. That's like the one authority
interesting.
figure I'm talking to
Yeah,
frequently. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
It would still bother me
And
though, because like if I had to talk to a cop, that would like drive me
right, like that's
bananas.
like the total extreme, I feel like.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
depends on
because
the authority figure for
yes.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. And then the last question, actually, trembling or shaking in front of others is distressing to me.
Extremely.
Yeah.
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 Feel like I passed
Yeah.
that with flying colors.
And then actually that wraps up everything. That's the last thing that we had to do today. But in the next session, we'll kind of talk through the results of both those assessments and kind of figure out where to go from there based on the goals that you shared with me. And yeah, it was really nice meeting you
It
today.
was
And
nice meeting you too.
thanks for sharing
Yeah, thank
everything
you.
so vulnerable. Yes. All right. And I'll see you next week.
See ya. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.